Welcome to another edition of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle. During this hour, we're bringing you highlights from some of our shows focused on youth, community, and lifestyle. Please be sure to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. First, on How to Steam Your Dreams, tune into the excitement from Day 2 of the 2025 DMV Capital Region Championship. On the Spotlight DMV, Cyndi Narcisso sits down to discuss the upcoming Wineries Without Walls event, highlighting local Maryland businesses on this Part 3. And on Yellow Couch Stories, Dr. Porche Grant sets the record straight on mentorship, community, and economic impact. Thank you for tuning into this week's programming of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle.
Welcome back to the Ocean Bowl Games DMV Regionals Championship, and powered by AstraZeneca. This is day 2, and today is going down. It's all about e-gaming and getting to the esports finals to crown the Ocean Bowl Games champion. We are officially entering the Aquaball Clash Knockout Tournament, where competition meets strategy, speed, and STEM thinking. First up, we're going to have beach bowling. This is 2 versus 2. Players use dolphins to squirt water and push the ball downfield to score goals. Then there's going to come scuba attack. They're going to dodge mines, navigate obstacles, and throughout the game, questions will appear, testing what the players have learned. This is our edutainment model. They're going to be testing what they learned from the STEM Expos, the CAMs, the Brain Games, and from the Ocean Bowl Magazine issue number 2, featuring Quickie the Kid. These matches determine who will advance. From the red pod and the blue pod, the top 4 teams total, 2 from the red, 2 from the blue. We'll move on to the ABL Esports semifinals and finals. This is the Ocean Bowl Games Final 4. Primary divisions, typically 3rd through 5th grade, and junior divisions compete with their age groups, but only the best advance. In Aquaball Clash, matches are 1 versus 1. First player to win 3 rounds takes the match. In ABL Esports rounds, it's the first team to win 2 wins. After the lunch, the Final 4 will battle it out. Ocean Bowl League's Esports Championship. The Ocean Bowl Games Final 4. First place earns $50 per player. Second place earns $25 per player. It's time to lock in. We got to get ready to compete. Let the games begin. It's game on. When I say Steve York, you say dreams. Let's go. I say, man, I'm just as excited as the kids are. I may be behind the scenes handling production, but my team and I want to take a moment to thank the incredible, dedicated, and advanced volunteers from both universities at Shady Grove and AstraZeneca for helping bring this experience to life. As you can see, the kids are fired up to be back for day 2 of this summer field trip. This is a STEM camp, but it's also e-gaming esports, everything kids already love, and they like to bring that together with a purpose. They're doing brain games, playground games, e-gaming, and esports. And even today, of course, they're still getting exposure to micro-learning, from doing the fermentation science to nursing to robotics to cyber-physical systems. All of this done by the USG staff and the AstraZeneca team, thoughtfully curated by them, showing the kids that there are real pathways to their dreams, pathways for STEM careers, pathways to jobs, and maybe even pathways to starting their own businesses one day. And that's what this is really about. As the kids come in the morning, they already know the routine. They're earning points at STEM Expos, they're grabbing their snacks, and they're getting locked in. Some of these kids have been here before. This is the 4th Ocean Bowl Games, and we've been doing this since 2021. And they know, snack first, then straight to practice areas. So you can already see Montgomery County Rec kids warming up to see teams like the Clawbacks practicing Aquaball League. That's prep matters. So let's go, day 2 is here.
Did y'all study our magazines?
Yeah.
Okay. He did. Did you study? Go back and study right now, because here's the thing. Those are the questions going to pop up on the screen when you're playing the game. And so you can be really good at the game and not know questions and lose. So you want to know what the answers are. It's multiple choice, so it's not that hard. Okay. Okay? So I will go read a little bit. Yeah. On me.
This is stressful.
I've got you in the middle. So. I got you. You're in the territory. Oh, I'm with you.
Everybody play yet? Okay, you go ahead and do the other one. Go ahead and do the other one. Switch your players. Everybody should be able to play. You were worried? You were worried? It's your full horse to go there. No, I would be. Throw you today. Did you get some rest last night?
Yes.
Okay.
He knows for a fact I was knocked out.
Was you snoring?
I don't know if I was.
Right now before we go to lunch.
I may need like 5 minutes to get everything set up, and then I'll have to read.
Thanks. We can run YouTube videos there, right? Maybe also just have Steam XR Sports, the YouTube channel, Steam XR Sports.
Table 1 gets I already put them in.
Absolute best. So what I'm thinking is, I wanted your opinion is
Let me tell you right now, it's just 5. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care. Get with the record and explain.
Yes,
Instead of getting something separate.
I got it. We miscalculated how many kids will have high scores. Right. So we got a lot of kids enough. Yeah. Yeah.
If you have any extra, okay?
It's causing too much noise.
Sorry.
Them back there, we had a little long jam in recording, so we filled that, and now like the last ones are just playing now.
All right.
I'm missing programming to go first.
What we ought to do is remind me is adjust the tiers again at lunch. If you're adjust the tier. No, that's up for our score manager. That's all you gotta do, yep. Christian, let's start calculating the scores and make sure we don't run to the main screen, okay? Okay, check. Hands up, quiet. All right, coaches, I'm looking at y'all. Blue Pod, all coaches, y'all done y'all reported scores in? Yes, sir. Red Pod, all scores are in? Okay, that completes our e-gaming festivities for today. We got one more e-game, that is the knockout tournament, that's gonna be after lunch.
All your parties back on the board.
That didn't make any sense about if he cards him and you had for my finger. Thank you for showing it on the screen. My finger is going over the half-point line. That means I can interfere with my opponent. That's not fair. Keep your fingers, your body on your side of the court. Okay?
Here. You can't stay here.
You cannot.
Otherwise, that would play.
You will get flagged. Coaches, are you ready with some yellow cards and orange cards? I don't think I can get no red card. Come on. You gotta be ourselves. We can get no red card. We don't need no sneaky red cards.
This is important. I don't know if you guys saw, but when the question popped up, you do have an X button. The X button means that you can pass that question. Now, and I'm about to read this in practice because this is your practice. Only the person that is facing the question can be the one to pass on it. I repeat, if the question is facing you, then you have the option to pass. Otherwise, you can't touch somebody else's. What kind of card is that?
All right, we're about to go to our knockout rounds. Where you are sitting is they're your opponents for right now. If you are knocked out, you can either go to the free play or you can go downstairs, but you will have to immediately vacate the area.
All right, this is the Aqua Gold class knockout round.
We jump right into the action. We got XPG versus the North Potomac Puffers. That was a mouthful for me because P got me tied up, tongue twisted. But I'm expecting XPG to handle this squad. I mean, it looks kind of tight and close right now, but I think XPG should be able to pull this out. And oh my gosh, he's slapping that ball. Oh boy, looks like he took a loss. AJ took an L, but it's not over yet. It is the first 3 wins. So.
Be gentle with your dolphin and it'll move more accurately.
Slow the game down. Sometimes speed kills. In this game, speed you need a self-inflicted goal. Don't like that.
The Turbo Turtles versus the Commanders. I think the real name of this team is Oral Commanders. Yeah, versus the Turbo Turtles.
That is it. The other team is knocked out.
Who are going to be our finals from the Reds and Blue Pods? It's anybody's game right now.
Absolutely. The warm-up is work, and I'm seeing a lot more in-over an powerful play.
And a game of quick reflexes.
All right, so 1-1 now.
Smart angles, and quick
To the defense.
We had the room split up into two sides. You got the blue pod side and the red pod side. Here you got the Blazing Barracudas. Congratulations, they're moving on. Feel that energy. You had to be there. Remember how I said you should watch out for that team called Control Plus Alt Delete? Now that may not be an Ocean name, but you can tell gamers were in the building. They brought it. They seem to be moved on to the next round. Congratulations. It's the Ocean Bowl games. Let's move over to the blue pod. Let's see what's going on over there. This is Aquaball Clash. Very much so. If you haven't played air hockey, if you're not an air hockey fan, I'm telling you right now, this is like touchscreen, electronic air hockey, and it's super fun. To me, this is a perfect opportunity to give a shout out to my team from Student Dreams. Because this young guy right here reminded me of one of Coach George Nunez's favorite lines. He's too cool for schools. He was like, what? He's like Mean Gene. He kind of reminds me of the WWE wrestlers, but he had the sunglasses on. Congratulations. It looks like they took the win. Let's go.
What is happening? Come on, Robbie, you can do it. What? What is happening? Oh my God. No, what?
Come on, Caroline. Come on, let's go.
Unfortunately, there are always losers and winners.
And sometimes you just have to step back and see where am I really trying to grow? And so what I really like is the collaboration piece,
Mm-hmm.
and so let's segue into that and into some of the other folks you're bringing along for the ride. Well, first and foremost, I want to talk about the venue because
Yes.
it is a beautiful venue that is here in Prince George's County. It
Yes.
is new. So
Mm-hmm.
tell us about that.
So in terms of the venue, it's Celebrations Event Rentals. And so they have several spaces. The main one that started out in Bowie, but then, as you mentioned, they recently opened up a larger venue uh, in Upper Marlboro, and that is at Celebrations at the Barn House. And it's really a beautiful event space. And so, to what you were saying earlier about collaboration and those relationships and partnerships, we have been working with them and collaborating since day one. So literally, we did our launch at their space, their smaller room, and then we had our 1 year anniversary in the larger space. And so I guess it makes sense that now we're in their even larger space for this event. So we've grown along with them as well, but they've always been super, supportive. Hasey Garcia and her family have been super supportive always, and so we were just really excited to be able again to continue that journey together. By now, not only did they just like open their new event space, but this is also an inaugural event, so it's a first for both of us. So we're excited to be working with them again.
What a testimony to, the work that you have put in, but not just that, how you are able to partner with people and that seed will grow, honey. No, I love it. Girl, you are I just admire everything about what you and Dahlia embody, just seeing the journey and also being a part of it, watching it grow and telling the story and talking about how you're bringing these people along. So, so let's talk about some of the other partners that'll be there. There are other wineries.
Yes.
And so talk to us about who's going to be there.
Well, in terms of the other participating wineries, there will be 9 of us together. So we have Bobisa Wines, and they are definitely brand new. But the owners, Derek, they make a mead wine, which it is really, really good. So I am really excited for like folks to try that out. Then there is Kingfisher Cellars, and they too make mead. So you'll have different flavors, if you will. And that's the thing that I really enjoy about wines anyway, that even if we make the same varietal, if Vidal grows really well, for example, in Maryland. So even if I make a Vidal and you make a Vidal, the profile will be different. It'll taste different. And so that's what I love about that. So I'm excited about having both of them there so we can get different flavors of mead. And then we have Misfit Winery also that will be there. Operations Bubbles will be there. So they have a bubbly a red, which would be really, really fun to be able to try that out. And then we have also Rose Garden Wines that is here in Prince George's County as well. And we have 722 Wine Company, the Cross Vines, Tipsy Teacher. I think some folks have probably seen them at festivals. So we'll definitely have a lot of wines for you to sample, and hopefully not only get some of the regulars that you already enjoy, but discover something new, which reflects, what Prince George's and Maryland has to offer in terms of our beverage industry.
And so a handful of these are new for me as well. And I believe that this is going to be my first experience with mead wine.
Ooh.
So I'm excited about that. Not only are you going to have tastings, but there are going to be other experiences there as well. You kind of touched on it about tastings. And so what other things can we expect?
Well, in thinking about that, again, the spirit of collaboration, it was like, okay, so we wanted to have, restaurants or, catering companies that, again, are here within our community. And so we partnered up with Vino 301 with Leslie Freelo to lead the food and food pairing section of this, which just sold out so quickly. It was really crazy that there was just high demand for that experience. And so we will be we're partnering with Sunrise Restaurant.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
Yes.
they'll be providing the food, so a Caribbean twist, if you will, with the food and pairing, and then also with celebrations, catering. So they provide like all-inclusive packages with food, venue, rentals, everything. So the catering arm of celebrations will be there, offering food as well for the that wine tasting and food pairing experience. And then we'll also have um, our bartender, our favorite, Blush Beige, bartending. And Jessica, again, we've worked together in the past, and she just creates just beautiful layout and experiences with cocktails. And so some of the wines that will be featured there will be offering those as cocktails. And then she'll also have mocktails in our lounge, if you will, our cocktail lounge. And so the purpose of that, is to give different options for people to enjoy
Yeah.
the wines. It's hot, so maybe you might want a rosé, but maybe you might want a spritzer or something lighter. And so just providing different ways to enjoy the wines we thought it would be fun to be able to do that. And of course, we'll have music as well to kind of set the vibes for this experience. So overall, you'll find something, fun in each corner of the venue. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that. Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to be downing that rosé because it is hot. It is hot, and I need something light and refreshing.
Yes, yes. And so she's really good at that. So definitely, that'll be a fun experience.
And so, I have to ask this question. Why Prince George's County? Why did you want to make the county where you launched the inaugural event?
Well, I mean, there is a long answer and a short answer, right? So, when you think about Prince George's County, first of all, it is one of Maryland's most diverse and entrepreneurial and, fast growing communities are here. And so it's a place where from God, now we've been here for so long as well, where innovation and culture and, agriculture, all these things really come together in meaningful ways. And so we wanted to be a part of that and contribute to that. For us, the county, seeing how the county has invested in growing really its the food and beverage and tourism and hospitality sectors, to me, that just made it an ideal place to introduce this new experience of, wineries without walls. And then, of course, for Narciso Wine Cellar, Prince George's County is also home,
Yes.
right? So we have our warehouse is in Prince George's County. So we have built really our business here, as you mentioned, through partnerships and, with local organizations, restaurant retailers. And that is exactly what you will see at that event. I mentioned building that is not just about pouring, but also about opportunities. And so one of the really fun aspect of this is the fact that we'll have retailers there who will be able to sample these wines and then make a decision, right? And they get to see what Prince George's County, but also what Maryland has to offer in terms of this new model of wineries, right? Sometimes on the business side, trying to get into distribution or get your wines on the shelves can be challenging. Some of the retailers and distributors, they probably get, a lot of emails and requests, sample my wines, do this, do that. So that's one of the other objectives of this, was to then bring all these different resources to the winery. So yes, we are sharing with our community, but then having the people that can make those decisions right there and making that connection is also helpful. So this is it just made sense for us to do this. So launching this inaugural event here just felt like a natural choice for us.
Yeah, and I think that is so important as well, to have folks that can make decisions about distributing and featuring and having the wine in their store or whatever you may have, people that can offer resources be in the room as well. So no, that's wonderful. And I know we're sold out, but let's talk about the support after Sunday, or how people, they may not be able to attend, but they can still support the brands that are going to be there and the Maryland wines. How can folks discover these wines and the folks that are going to be there at the event today, past Sunday?
Well, if you don't mind, I just want to mention one other thing that you mentioned, being sold out. That the outpouring of support has been just really humbling. When you set out to do something, at least for me, in thinking about, okay, this is what we want to do, you know that people can actually say no. They don't have to say yes. And we've spent these years just working towards building these relationships. But still, with putting on an event, you just never know how it's going to be received. So selling out the inaugural Wineries Without Walls experience means so much more to us than just filling the room. It also tells me that people believe in what we're trying to build. And, when we first imagined this event, as I said, we weren't sure how people were going to respond to it. But the fact that the community has embraced it so enthusiastically tells us that there's a real desire, right, for people to discover local wineries and to meet the people behind the wines. And to your question, to support small businesses. So one way to continue that, even if you can't make it on Sunday, is one, something as simple as when you go into a retailer, or whether it's a restaurant or someplace else, to say, hey, what local wines do you carry? And ask for us. Ask for it. That's one way to support. Of course, going to our website, we all have a way of for you to purchase wines from us. But definitely, these events, taking advantage of them. But, it is one of the things that, to me, they're just different ways of doing this, and just giving folks different options to be able to enjoy the wines is what I'm really trying to do with this event. So they each, of course, have their website e-commerce. You can purchase directly from some of them. Everyone has a different model, so I don't want to speak for everyone, but certainly everyone has their social media where you can connect with them. And if they're in retailers, it'll tell you where to find them. So I encourage you to take a moment, explore all of their websites, and so to be able to, again, enjoy what they have to offer.
Yeah, and you certainly have built quite a following, a strong community, a strong support system. So it's just beautiful to see them turn up for you as well. And so I want to get into something fun.
Oh,
I'm going to call this quick pour. It's going to be a few fun questions, and you just say whatever comes to your mind.
Uh-oh. Let me take a sip of water.
Okay. So first one, red or white?
Goodness. Okay, white.
Sweet or dry?
Semi-sweet?
Listen,
was that one of the options? I don't know.
A good balance is always a thing, right?
Absolutely.
Favorite wine and food pairing?
Oh my gosh. Anyone that has been to any of our tastings knows that I always get stuck on Serenity with dessert. Like, Serenity is one of our semi-sweet wines, and I would argue it's probably our sweetest red. But it pairs so well with so many different things. And I'm always talking about my little experiments at home, which my favorite one is with brownies and, with chocolate. And it just pairs really well. But I can also have my charcuterie board and pull out Serenity, and it pairs perfectly. So definitely, but one of my favorites is Serenity with brownies.
Listen, you're giving all the in the middle answers.
I know.
Okay, well, I already feel like I know how you. The first wine someone new to Maryland should try.
Midnight.
Of course. That's the number one.
For us, I would say Midnight, but overall, I would say like Vidal, as I mentioned before, just grows really well overall. And so whenever we're doing tastings, I do ask people that, like, have you ever had tried Maryland wines, and then specifically Vidal, because it's just really nice, refreshing, easy.
Yeah, and representative of, because of the way it grows, representative of. Yes. Okay, last one. One word that describes Wineries Without Walls.
Powerful.
I'm with you on that one. Amazing, Cyndi. Again, you guys are doing wonderful work of bringing people together. And so congratulations on an incredible inaugural event. And thank you for sharing the vision behind Wineries Without Walls.
No, thank you so much for giving us the space and platform to talk about this. Hopefully this is, you'll be talking about this next year and years to come.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that one of the things that folks do walk away from is that mentioning the word powerful is that I hope Wineries Without Walls becomes known for opening doors and for making those connections. So I appreciate you offering the space and time for us to talk about it. Thank you so much.
Listen, building up the wine trail here in Prince George's County. I love it. I'm down for that.
Yes.
Where can folks connect with you?
You can connect with us directly on our website at narcissowinecellar.com and on social media at Narciso Wine Cellar.
Wonderful. So folks, for those that are attending this weekend, I will see you on Sunday. Be ready, because I want to talk to you.
Yes, dress comfortably and bring your party shoes. We're going to have fun.
We're going to have a great time.
Yes.
And as always, thank you for joining us for another edition of Behind the Event. I'm Rose Johnson with the Spotlight DMV, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome back to the Yellow Couch Stories. I'm your host, Brittany Montgomery, and today's conversation is being recorded from our national headquarters located in Washington, D.C. So the Yellow Couch Stories is a 25th National Presidential Initiative of NAMBPWC Incorporated, an organization founded in 1935 by 7 visionary Black women entrepreneurs with a mission to promote and protect the interests of African American business and professional women while advancing leadership, economic empowerment, and legacy. Today's guest embodies what it means to lead, fall forward, and to reclaim power in a second chapter. Joining us on the yellow couch is the Honorable Katrina Robinson, former Tennessee State Senator, award-winning entrepreneur, high-profile crisis consultant, Olivia Pope, philanthropist, and founder of institutions that have transformed access to education and workforce development in the Black community. Katrina's journey spans entrepreneurship, public service, media advocacy, and restoration. She is a woman who has built systems, navigated scrutiny, and emerged with clarity, courage, and purpose, using her lived experience to help others protect their voice, their work, and their economic future. Today, we'll explore her story at the intersection of economic development, economic power, empowerment, resilience, and second chances, and what it truly means to protect Black women's professional lives and systems that were designed to never protect us and never had us in mind. Honorable Robinson, welcome to the Yellow Couch Stories. We are so honored to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited about this conversation.
Yes, and we're excited to have you. I cannot wait to get started. So let me ask you this. So before the titles, which include Senator, Entrepreneur, Crisis Consultant, who was Katrina Robinson before the world was watching, and what did your upbringing in Memphis teach you about power, survival, and responsibility?
So, being from Memphis, the saying goes in any city, really, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Yeah. Memphis is that city. So I was born and raised in Memphis. My mom worked as a single mom all the time. So I kind of bounced around between family. My dad was a coach. He's a basketball coach and a salesman, but he coached some of the greatest basketball players to ever come out of Memphis. Oh, wow. But I always walked to the beat of my own drum from a very small child up until adulthood. So I graduated high school, the youngest in my class, went off to Xavier University, thought I was going to be a plastic surgeon, and life happened. Okay. Yes, life happened. I had a child very early on in college, so I left college and kind of tried to figure out life in between. And ended up in the sales force. I was in business sales for Conoco Minolta, for Bell South. I sold business-to-business sales. And it really just kind of shaped how I saw business, how I saw people, how I handled people. And that's really the foundation that allowed me to be able to survive the things that I've survived post that career. So when I was about 23, 24, my dad died from a stomach esophageal cancer. I had taken off my job to take care of him, and decided I was going to finish my education. Got my degree, started working in as a sales director for a gas company. I closed a $17 million deal for them, and they downsized all director level positions. So they left me with no job, a half-month severance pay.
After you had done make them $17 million?
Yes, ma'am. So I came back home to Memphis because it was based out of Philadelphia. I came back home to Memphis and decided I was going to go to nursing school. So I used my savings plus the unemployment I got from Philadelphia, and me and my kids made it because I went through an accelerated program, and I became a nurse. That was it.
That's a lifetime, though. You went through a lot for a young age.
Yes. Very, very fast.
Yeah, very fast track. So then what did you not see growing up that later motivated you to build what didn't exist?
So growing up, I was around a different, so many different chasms of people or cosms of people, I'm sorry. So I would go to the beauty shop and you see all the hot girls, the ones that had the flashy boyfriends, and they taught you the day-to-day life game. And I would be around my mom's friends who were professional women who worked in corporate America. They did what had to be done to provide for their families. But I didn't see entrepreneurship. I didn't see women who actually led organizations or institutions. That was not something I was exposed to as a kid. As a matter of fact, I was a first-generation business owner. I didn't have a blueprint to follow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had to kind of go to the school of hard knocks on learning that.
Absolutely. Learn as you go. Make it till you make it.
Yeah. So you founded Tennessee's only Black-owned, woman-owned licensed nursing school. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
What made you see education and workforce development as a pathway to economic liberation for Black communities?
Yeah, so I had that, that break when I was young, a young mother. I got to work in corporate America in sales and make good money at a young age. But when all the chips fell down and I was dependent on a man and I didn't have a job, it was back to square one. It was me and my kids sleeping in the car, pretending we're camping out. So I really understood that you had to have some type of foundation to sustain you in order to make it. And so when I became a nurse, I started working at an inner city hospital in Memphis. It was a teaching hospital, so I would meet people from all walks of life. And they all asked, like, how did you become a nurse? How did you do this? How did you do that? And I was like, well, maybe I should just put together a program to help people become CNAs. Right. So I wrote a curriculum, wrote the program, wrote a grant. The federal government gave me $2 billion to start the school, and we started the program. So to me, it was just, how do I create a pathway from nothing to 100 really quickly for somebody? And the solution is always going to be some type of skill, some type of certification, some type of trade, and CNA was it for me.
That's a whole testimony. I wish we could dive deeper in, because you said that you were living in a car with your...
I wasn't living in my car now. Wait. I ain't living in my car now. I ain't have it that hard. Praise God. But at some point, I remember we didn't have money for the light bill. So the lights were out in the house.
Okay.
It was the summertime. I couldn't tell my kids we didn't have lights. So I said, we're just going to camp out in the car tonight. We're having a sleepover in the car because we had air conditioning in the car.
Right.
So we stayed outside of the garage. I let the car run overnight, honey. We had air for that night. We slept at night. The next day, went to go see my aunt. She gave me my money for my light bill. Praise God for her.
It's still a testimony.
But I just know, when you're in those types of situations, there are a lot of people that don't have anybody to turn to. They don't have family. They don't have the resources. And so I just wanted to create a pathway where people can support themselves. Yeah.
I mean, I remember when, and she's going to be so mad for me saying this, me and my mom, at one point, we had to share a Happy Meal. Because, and it was, and of course, she went to her parents to get that help, but just imagine if she didn't. Right?
Yeah.
She ate the burger and I ate the fries when we were young. When I was younger, sharing that Happy Meal. But
a mother's love, honey.
Do you hear me? It's thank God for Dr. Ford.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, mother's love goes deep. What's the difference between economic development that looks good on paper, right, and economic development that actually changes lives? Because some people will say, you know what, I'm gonna start this nursing school and it's gonna look good and live plan, my little business plan software. But how did you create something? What is that difference between something that looks good, an idea, versus something that you actually created, that you implemented?
I think the difference is something tangible. So we can talk about economic development and creating opportunity and workforce development and opportunity zones and all these things, all of these key terms. But if you don't create infrastructure that allows people to grow past their present, then it's not tangible.
Right.
So I had students who came to my school who could not read, could not even fill out the application. Oh, wow. I had a young lady who had 9 children by her high school sweetheart. They'd been married all this time. She didn't even know how to pay bills on her own. We created the opportunity for these women to learn not only how to become nurses, CNAs, phlebotomists, patient care techs, but to become self-sufficient with that income that they never had before. I have a student who I still talk to now. She had a disabled child. She was having trouble having someone in the house to take care of them because she was on state supplement. But now she's got a 4-bedroom house. Look, her child is well cared for. She's able to sustain herself. It's really just creating opportunity for people, not only creating it for them, but teaching them how to maximize it and how to sustain themselves based on that opportunity. Because you can give somebody, say, a stimulus check, or you can give them a grant, but once it's gone, it's gone.
It's not,
Then what?
Yeah.
So to me, it's all about empowering people to be able to depend on themselves and not depend on anyone else.
I love that. You teach a man to fish.
Amen.
Yeah,
I can't hand you a fish plate, but I'll hand you a fishing reel.
Yeah, I We'll teach you how to fish so you can eat forever.
Yes.
So, and you've done this. When you think about building institutions that serve Black communities, what responsibilities do leaders have to balance profitability with protection?
I think it's really in our community, one of the biggest problems we have is the what's in it for me mentality, or that doesn't have anything to do with me mentality.
Yeah.
And what we don't understand is what affects one affects the whole.
Exactly.
So if I'm going through something, I'm not going to be the last to go through it.
Do you hear me?
There are going to be other people to go through it. Where are you going to be when that happens? And I think we have to collectively have that type of mindset. It's one thing for one or two of us to try to lead that charge, but if everyone doesn't have that mindset, then we're stuck in a never-ending cycle. So yeah, I think it's really about being concerned about your fellow man.
And we can spend a whole segment.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, being responsible or even caring about your fellow man. Because a lot of times we don't do that. Like, I don't care about that person over there that's way over in California. I'm in Dallas. That does not affect me. But at the end of the day, it does.
We're seeing it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now. We're seeing it right now from the White House down.
Yeah.
So you got to understand, it's not just them.
Yeah.
It's us. Yeah.
And we were having a meeting earlier today, and people were talking about foreign policy. And one lady made the comment, and she's actually appeared on the show. She said that, who the United States elects affects the entire world.
Absolutely.
And so I think people need to realize that even with foreign policy, what the United States does, it affects a lot of different countries. So you may sit here and think that what's going on over there doesn't affect you, it doesn't matter to you, but it does.
You just look at the tariffs. I mean, I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I was just looking at these prices. I'm like, this can't be. Is this real?
Yeah.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Things that used to cost 25 cents are now $3.
Yeah.
Is this overnight? Right. My daughter runs a hair business. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't even afford to import your hair because the tariffs are now 75% of what you paid on top of that. You get what I'm saying? So it's really about, can we even afford to live?
Exactly.
Can we afford to do business? Can we afford to raise our children? Can we afford to feed those children?
Exactly.
And it matters because what happens here affects the entire world, and what happens in the world affects what's happening here. We don't live in silos.
It's gonna, no matter what. So you may think that what happens over there doesn't affect you, but it does.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Be cognizant of that.
Yeah.
So at what point did you realize that economic empowerment isn't just about access, but about ownership, licensing, and control of systems?
So I think I've always known that.
Okay.
It's one thing to be able to open a door.
Yeah.
But to own the door is something totally different.
So that's a whole word.
Yeah. If you say for instance, this house that we're in right now. If I rented this house, I can enjoy it for the night.
Yeah.
I can sleep here for the night, but when the morning comes, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I can't leverage the value of the house.
Yeah.
I can't sell it and take the profit.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it for me in the long run. So it's very important to have ownership and responsibility for things, because access is one thing.
Right.
But the moment you, excuse my French, I don't know if we can say this, it's not even French. The moment you piss somebody off, that access is stripped. But if you own it, you can't take my access.
Well, and that, I've never heard that explained like that, but that is key. I love that explanation and feel comfortable to, be yourself.
No, because I can go with the best of them. Not on the yellow couch.
So what would you say to Black women who are highly credentialed but still feel economically vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
So we got that access, but
we got all these letters. We got the A, B, C, D, E, F, G behind our name. Right.
But you still, you still may be economically vulnerable because you don't have that ownership.
Yeah, I think it's really about education outside of your, traditional education.
Okay.
Learning about investments. Learning about how you can take your money to make money that makes money for you.
Exactly.
Because it's one thing to earn a paycheck, right? we can be masters of sciences, we can be doctors of philosophy, and depend on someone else to pay us every 2 weeks or every 30 days. But when you take that money and allow that money to make money for you, then you're switching. Like you're switching your long-term viability. So you can be vulnerable as long as you're at the hands of someone else.
Right.
But I think, you know, when you have certifications, when you have the education, it's all about what do I do to make myself the most marketable, and how do I maximize the potential of what I have as an asset to me. So yeah, you have people who are nurses who go and work 12-hour shifts, and they do it every day. They wait on their paycheck. But you also have people who are nurses who create nurse businesses, who consult for other people, who have home health care agencies. It's really about maximizing opportunity by creating all these different arms from what you have to work with.
And you know what? I think that does make you less vulnerable, right? Because if I'm a nurse and say I get fired, if I've already created 5 streams of income, you firing me, well, hey,
I'll
you
be all right.
just gave me
I'll wait for another contract.
You gave me some more time to concentrate on this other stuff.
Yes.
So you are less vulnerable, right? Because you got other things going on.
You have to diversify.
You got to.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to have multiple streams of income so that you aren't, you know, economically vulnerable. So for Black women building institutions inside regulated industries, what barriers are often invisible until you're already in the system?
You know, Black women are like unicorns. Everybody likes to look at us. We're so magical.
Yeah, and we are.
But once they get up on you, they don't know what to do with you, right? So then you become a threat.
Yeah.
You become the enemy.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes we drink the Kool-Aid and we think that we're the best thing going to other people, and they make us feel that way. But when the rubber meets the road, you're out the door.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people can get caught up in that to where they miss the mission for themselves. For me, it's really being in an environment where you have to watch your back at all angles, right?
Always.
Yes.
You always got to cover your...
Yes. And, you know, sometimes we can become what I like to call the corporate mammy. Like we do the hard work, we do the heavy lifting for people. When something goes wrong, they want us to fix it.
Right.
But the moment we speak up for ourselves, we're angry, right? So those are some of the barriers that you come across, because you have to walk the fine line between being someone who can assert themselves for the good of the order and someone who is seen as aggressive or angry or combative because you speak up for yourself. So those are some of the barriers, because, you know, if you're an educated Black woman, you're already a threat. Already a threat in any environment. And sometimes among ourselves. So you really have to be cognizant of the people who are there for you and who are there for the mission.
And you know what, and funny that you mentioned that. I have a friend who was a VP or a marketing executive at a big company, and she said, you know, they bring me in to clean up a mess, but then when I come out and say, well, we shouldn't be doing this and we shouldn't be doing that,
now you're a problem.
Then now I'm angry. You know, now I'm a sapphire. Now I'm doing too much. But you brought me in because I got things done, and now that I fixed it and I'm trying to move on and still assert myself, now it's a problem. So it's
common. It is so common.